What's going on, guys? GZTV back with another video, and yes, I have to use my headphone mic because my other microphone fell off my desk this morning and the cord broke. So if I can find another cord, I'll probably just use that. But for now, here we are with kind of this ghetto setup. I'll I'll probably look for some stuff. Hopefully, I can find a cord after this. But let's get into the video. Hopefully, this isn't too loud. Holy shit, I might be loud as hell. Rita is holding baby Harrison as Dexter sits next to them in the doctor's office. He's getting his booster shot. You know, we all got it as a baby, that sort of thing. Inside of the backyard shed, Dexter's keeping his kill tools and blood slide inside of a shipping container at Miami storage because after his son fell through the roof, he realized how easily accessible all of his stuff was. Dexter follows Arthur to a parking garage where they park their vehicle some distance apart. And Dexter realizes that Arthur could be taking on his next kill cycle, and that's exactly what he's doing here. He's following a family around, stalking them, and there's this little boy, Scott Smith. He's playing an arcade game. Arthur approaches him, shows he's a police officer. His mom was in a car accident, and carries him away. That's a ploy, you know. Dexter finally locates Arthur as he's leading Scott to his van. So he sees him, he tries to go after him, can't get to him. Wasn't after the mother, which is interesting, and she wasn't even the mother in the first place, so that kind of shows you something. But we're going to figure out he was after the kid because he has an interesting part of his kill cycle. Unable to follow Arthur, Dexter goes to Arthur's house and finds Jonah home alone. Where is your father? What is he doing? What did he tell you guys he was doing? Scott wakes up in a dim underground bomb shelter furnished with bunk beds, a table, and shelves, but not much else. So yeah, he pretty much got kidnapped and he's held captive. Back at home, Dexter suspects that Arthur's ritual was born in the past, like his own. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. Just then, Rita turns on the light and Dexter says he's working late, which he accepts. You know, he's doing kind of late research. He's kind of used to it. He works hard at his job, so obviously he still has his job, so he's doing something right. At work the next day, Dexter's hair is a mess and he's pounding back coffee as he contemplates the day's blaring headline, Miami boy missing, because that boy has been declared missing and they need to figure out where he is. That's one of the cases. And homicide. Meanwhile, Masuka is blocking Deborah from entering Dexter's office for some reason. He needs to talk to Dexter, he has something really important, I guess. Next, Dexter attends a briefing in which he throws doubt on Deborah's theory that Trinity is in the school system. So, yeah. As soon as the briefing is over, Dexter almost runs to the elevator. He needs to get away from Masuka. He wants to tell Dexter about Rita and Elliot, having that affair. But he doesn't get the chance to. Quinn and Deborah are discussing mouth swabs when Christine interrupts them, ready for the interview. She needs that interview from Deborah, else she's going to lose her job, so Deborah gives her the interview. In the fallout shelter, Arthur is playing with the model train. Yeah. To kind of relive his childhood. Dexter is at Scott's house offering his unofficial services to help find the boy. He's like, I will help you find him. We will find this boy, don't worry. Christine interviews Deborah in the interrogation room, and they're trying to see some signs that she might be a suspect, because there's a lot of suspicions being raised. They need to... She's a newswoman. She could twist anything. You know what I mean? She could finesse a lot of things. She's a... Alright. Sorry about that. Yeah, all this stuff happens, and Christine can't answer questions. They get suspicious, and yeah, Deborah and Angel, meeting behind closed doors, agree they must tread lightly. They can't just full on go at this thing because they have someone working in the department that's actually having a relationship. Yeah, that was my mom. That's having a relationship with her, so it'd be pretty awkward to It'd be pretty awkward for them to like get Quinn involved in this, but they do eventually because they kind of have to. Dawn in his kill outfit, Dexter's at the Four Walls build because that's where he thinks that Arthur's going to be at, and he's not quite there yet, um, and he's not quite ready to do what he's going to do to the victim. So there's that. Rita is waiting in the car outside Cody's school when a brawl erupts among the children. Like another kid lies about Dexter, lies about him, and says that he like wakes up from the campsite, woke up and left early that one night when he went to kill an innocent man, Jonathan Farrow. So, yeah. Ominously, Arthur is loading bags of cement mix into the back of his van because that's what he does to his victims. He takes them to the Four Wall site, he puts them in fresh cement and submerges them. So, yeah. Arthur re-enters the bomb shelter with burgers, fries, and sodas in a cardboard tray and kicks the dust off his shoes to kind of show some friendliness to the kid and show some, like, hostility. Hospitality, not hostility. He's not hostile towards him just yet. Shows some hospitality. Dexter is spending the evening checking houses on Jonah's list but cannot find Scott. And Jonah says he usually takes the. He was looking at real estate and he might be taking kids to these empty houses, so that's kind of what Dexter's investigating. Sorry about my camera setup. It's going to be better when I get back to the room. Don't worry about it. Or my room. At like 11:40 or like 11:45, we're going to be doing a, what is it? NBA playoffs prediction. I already have the bracket set up. At home, Dexter explains his lateness by helping out with that missing boy, which isn't a lie. He technically was doing that. To avoid Quinn, Deborah and Angel are discussing their shooting at her apartment, so they kind of have a meeting elsewhere. Harrison splashes the water as Dexter bathes him in a little blue plastic tub. He's kind of caring for his son. Deborah is at Quinn's apartment. He's angrily yelling that there's no way Christine is connected to the shooting. He finds out that they suspect some things, and he is very angry. He is irate. Deborah hands over Christine's toothbrush to Masuka, who's working late and would rather be watching Project Runway. And he's going to be taking DNA tests to see if she was connected to the Trinity killer at all. So yeah. Early next morning, Dexter is still surveying houses with 6 down and 8 to go. So he's going to find this kid somewhere. Quinn is shaving as he stands next to Christine at his bathroom mirror. The Christmas, do you have your family? Which is really interesting because obviously her dad is the Trinity killer and she can't tell him that. And they're going to find that out very soon. So, yeah. He's maybe trying to see if she's like going to be suspicious about the thing, and she kind of is. So, maybe that's when Quinn's like, alright, she's up to no good. In the car, Christine's on the phone to Daddy again, of course. This Trinity killer. In the fallout shelter, the model train is still looping around its miniature track while Arthur asks Scott what they should name the station, and they're kind of like having a bonding moment, even though it's not really reciprocated by Scott. He'd rather be at home. He keeps telling him, oh, I just want to go home, At the station, Dexter calls a real estate agent to find out which homes are vacant so he can check them. On his way out, Masuka and Deborah try to flag Dexter down, but Dexter has things to do. He's like, no, no, no. As Angel and LaGuerta are walking to the elevator, he asks to pick her up later and share a bottle of wine. Not as a romantic thing, just kind of like a friendly thing, I suppose. Oh, it's LaGuerta. I thought it was Batista for some reason, but yeah, LaGuerta and them oh no, Angel and LaGuerta are probably going to be romantic. I'm sorry, I'm confusing names. Dexter barges into yet another empty house and fails to find a basement or any secret hiding place. So, yeah, it's interesting. Arthur is meeting with his panicked eldest daughter in a parking garage. The father, I suppose. Oh, no, 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 he's talking about Christine, sorry. Meanwhile, Dexter ransacks the bomb shelter looking for clues, wishing he'd figure this out in time. But they left, so he's kind of too late. He's like, the Four Walls built. Christine takes out a bunch of postcards from her purse, and she's like reminding her father that he's been there at some point in her life, but now he's kind of absent. Dexter's still in the bomb shelter without a clue when he sees the dust on the floor where Arthur kicks it off his shoes. So he's like, oh, well, maybe we can track this somewhere. At the Four Wall site, Arthur is zipping Scott into a bag next to a pit of wet cement, and Dexter shows up with some nice lines, yada yada yada. Um, and he escapes. He saves the child. Dexter saves the child, but then Arthur escapes. So Christine is pacing in her living room when there's a knock on the door. It's not the Trinity killer. She's being arrested. So Dexter arrives home to find Rita on the couch, still awake. It's a late night. Scott has been found. Blah blah blah. And yeah, house is quiet. Gets to cry. He promises son that no one will ever hurt him again. Yeah, all that. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I gotta get out of here. I'm kind of tired and stuff. Sorry if I was a little mumbly jumbly, whatever. Sorry that this audio isn't the best for you. It's not ideal, but I'll probably order a mic either today or tomorrow and have it shipped to the room.